Hey, this is Matt Courtwright with Rugby 100 Club, and today I get to interview Joshua Shibata. Welcome, bro. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, hey, thanks for having me, Matt. I know we've been trying to get something like this going for a while now, so it's finally happening. So it's great to be here. Big fan of you, big fan of all that you do, and obviously a big fan of growing the game of rugby here in the United States.
Yeah, no, thank you. So background. I always like to give a little story between the bromance.
Sure.
Being a fan and going to games away and home, reached out to Josh because he has always been in the know with LA rugby in general. Just in general. Like, I mean, it could be Guiltinis, it could be RFC with crayons, it could be now what's now called California Legion. I know I'm a little dig there, sorry. And so Josh is always in the mix, so to speak. And he's been so like last time I went to my 80th MLR game in LA,
Congratulations.
and Josh was he wasn't I couldn't find him anywhere. It's so weird, right? So the wife and I are looking around like, where's this? I'm talking smack, bro. Like I'm like these
Oh,
MFN LA guys, like they're so important, this and that. And like just, because I'm a dude. Yeah,
mhm,
say mean things don't mean it, just like girls say nice things don't mean it, whatever. And
mhm.
so Josh is up in the booth, I find out, commentating the game, and I'm over here like, oh no, no, I see where this dude is busy as the day is long. Cause like people don't understand how busy the commentator really is.
Yeah.
Like there's studies and so later on, funny enough, Joshua and I are in this Dallin's techniques of his class, if you will,
It's intensive.
about commentating.
Mhm, mhm.
And of course, and Josh is like, I'm telling you, Josh is polished. This is funner than not to watch, by the way, because like during this, we nominate people in the group to like pair up and such like that, and they take the action, and one takes, like they just split things up a little bit. And man, to watch you shine, bro,
Ah.
big fan,
Appreciate
real
it,
talk.
appreciate it. Really appreciate that, brother. Really appreciate that. But yeah, no, it's as you said, we got so many things going on day of. So it's funny you mentioned about LA people, and it's absolutely true. Everything that you say is
Oh, I know. Have your people come, my people
oh,
will do lunch. Yeah,
and,
yeah.
when when you tell people, hey, you need to be here like at 2, like for example, we're supposed to be here at 2. Oh yeah, we're not gonna be there till 3.
Right.
Well, you guys can wait. You guys can wait for us. So mostly, yes, LA time would be we wouldn't be there on time, but because of what I do, I have to be there early. I'm usually there at least like 2 hours ahead of time. So
Noted.
so it's a busy day, but as you know, it was a fun day. And anytime when you work something like with rugby, it's not really work because you love what you do. So it's well worth it.
Love that. Love that, man. Like, yeah, like we got that passion together. It's so
Mhm,
good.
mhm.
So let's like want you okay, so I'm over here. I'm always looking for people across the nation to
Mhm,
represent their team, and
mhm.
the MLR love and the whole rugby exchange in general. Ball exchanges, jersey exchanges,
Sure.
socials before and after games, like any reason for us to create bonds and camaraderie. Man, I'm your dude. I want to help out. So you and I, and that's how we've connected. So here we are today.
Mhm.
Things have progressed. We've had conversations. I've had conversations in front of God and country with the MLR ownership and such like this. And I'm not trying to like break my arm trying to pat myself on the back. I'm sorry, but like we're getting somewhere. Things are growing in the right direction, in the right atmosphere as well. And Josh, well, he's a pretty big fan of the Guiltinis when LA first got their pro team.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Josh, why don't you tell us how big of a fan you are, sir?
Well, again, it's big is relative speaking, right?
Come on.
And listen, so here's the thing, and I think this is also what kind of surprises a lot of people going a little bit more into my background. So I didn't grow up with rugby. Rugby to me was just that really weird game that you kind of watch on TV and you're like, what is going on? You have no clue what's going on,
I remember
especially
that during recess, but wow, that's the next level stuff.
right. So, especially if you grew up here in America on the west side of America, because I know there's certain areas in the East Coast, in the Midwest, maybe that rugby is more of a usual thing for high school kids and grade school kids. But growing up, I had no experience with rugby whatsoever. Rugby didn't hit me until maybe 2015 or so when I just happened across sevens, and the sevens bug just bit me because there's a fast-paced game and everything. But the thing about it, Matt, is that when I get into something, I go 100% full in. I watch everything and anything. I do as much research as possible. So when LA announced that we were going to have the MLR team, the LA Guiltinis, I could not wait. I was the first I was told, again, don't quote me on this, but I was told I was the first guy to pick up season tickets.
Yeah.
I wanted to be at every game. I think I missed maybe one game. Or no, correction. I showed up at the game at the very beginning and then left because I still had work to go to. But I basically went to every game. I was at the few functions that they had. I was there. And to kind of prove that I am what I say I am, the one fan, for my lanyard for Guiltini member, as you see here, it's number one. Literally number one. And this was mine. So yeah.
That is so good, dude. I mean, I'm over here I'm a little jilly. I'm not gonna lie. I'm loving all this because I'm promoting all day, but like that is respect.
Right. So I mean, and to be honest, how I got into my work with RFCLA was simply because people recognized me from the Guiltinis organization. Adam Frary, who at the time was the CEO of the Guiltinis, worked with RFCLA. He's the one that recognized me and brought me in. A lot of the players recognized me, and so I've built a lot of relationships with them through that. So yeah, if I like something, I go 1000% in. It becomes a passion. And that was what rugby basically became for me. Even though I only got into it now roughly 10 years, I have fully invested into rugby. So,
Stop it. So I got into it in 2016.
yeah, okay, there you go. So similar, similar,
My
similar
son
time.
got us into it. Different base, but like,
Mhm.
hey, we share that in common. That's super
Yeah.
cool. We're on a decade this year, pimp. What's
Yeah.
up? What's
Congratulations.
up? Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
yeah,
so good.
again, I think it's easy to like something that's really, really, truly enjoyable. And I think what really helps, and look no further than yourself, right? Rugby has a makeup of a lot of really genuine great people. And I feel you kind of see that on the rugby pitch as well. It's not
Yeah.
your typical, and I'm not bad mouthing sports or anything because we all love sports and we love all types of sports. But I just feel when you watch rugby, there's a little bit of a difference with the camaraderie and the sportsmanship. Case in point, which is always the biggest one. I don't think, especially at the pro level, I don't think there's any sport where you can have two teams be so brutally physical with each other on the pitch, and then yet literally moments later when the game ends, they are shaking hands, hugging, talking to each other as best friends because most of them are. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people that are best friends on both sides of the pitch, and they are just laughing and having fun. And then, of course, usually traditionally they would go out to the bar and have a beer, have a pint. Again, I don't think
Yeah.
any sport with American sports, any pro level, you could see that much camaraderie. And of course, I'm not saying that everybody loves everybody because that's not true. But
Right.
I,
That's
I
human.
I don't really feel you can get any NBA team, any Major League Baseball team, any NFL, NHL team, and honestly say, hey guys, you guys just played for a championship. You won, you lost. Now, why don't you guys go out and get dinner together? I doubt those teams will want to do that at all, especially the losing team.
Right?
But rugby, hey, they'll do it. They'll all go out and have a pint. It's all cool. It's all
You
good.
triggered a memory, bro. I was in New England, at Quincy, and
Mm,
I was at a Seawolves and Free Jacks game,
mhm,
and I remember Travis Larson being
mhm,
on the pitch because Travis played for Seattle,
right,
flanker, uh, and I see him being chummy with this other guy on New England, and I'm like, inquiring minds wanna know kinda
right,
thing,
right,
and I realize it's Travis Larson, which is their captain,
mhm.
and they're brothers from same dad, different moms kinda
There you
thing,
go. Mhm, mhm.
and I've been hanging out with the dad and stepmom apparently, the day, and it's like, it's fun because you're just the whole picture you just created was like, they're going to war at each
Yeah,
other, just
yeah.
literally throwing blows as
Oh,
fast and quick as can,
mhm,
and then afterwards, they're just so chummy and happy to see each
yeah.
other and just like you would never know they just, like, tried to
Right, try to
be like,
dismantle each other. Yeah, yeah,
"Thank you.
yeah,
Well said, sir. Well
yeah.
said." So, okay, so, Josh, he doesn't see this coming for everybody that's watching. Josh, we know why you're in LA, and your mic's gonna be muted, just FYI, I wanna hit this video real quick.
Okay,
It's
okay.
about a minute 30 long, but, like, I'm a fan of Josh, so I did a little bit of homework, and it wasn't hard to find, so here we go.
Oh, okay.
Todd. So you guys made it in by 5 o'clock today. Color me impressed.
Byron, we're really
Quiet.
sorry.
Did I ask you for your input?
No, sir.
When I want your opinion, I will give it to you.
Yes, sir.
With even smaller fees.
Sir, Pete Partners is giving us over 10 million in fees next year. I mean, it's got to count for something, right?
Well, who knows?
Shh, shh, shh. I don't know. Turn this off.
You're supposed to be the smart one.
But Byron, with the way market conditions are right now, we should be able to make revenue.
That's right now. The market's going to be a lot better next year. It has to.
まだ時期尚早だ。
もはや逃げ隠れはできない。時来たり。
お主の心が剣と同じように強くなる日はそう遠くない。しかし、もしその時が来たら、もう仇討ちは必要ないだろ
なぜそのようなことが言えるのだ。何のために忍者の道を極めてきたのだ。
Partez avec une tasse Revol Collection pour tout achat d'un menu accompagné d'un café.
Big fan, bro. Thanks for letting me throw you under the bus a little bit.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. I mean, again, uh I am still acting
No,
per
it's cool.
se, but you have to get yourself out there, so things like that are going to be there. Yeah, no, it just took back a lot of memories. I mean, some of those things were like the first couple of things I ever did as an actor, so that was a long time ago. So,
No, and
yeah.
and 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 it's hard to put yourself out there and this side looking out, I want to promote. So like I saw that and I was like, okay, everything makes sense. Cause when I first saw your Instagram, I'm like, all
Mm,
right, this guy is as chiseled as the day is long. This
you
guy
got to be.
takes
You
his
got to be in this
physicality
industry.
real straight.
Mm,
Yeah. And of course, as a dude, I just naturally want to rib you because
mm.
that's as I've told many people, that's my love language. That's my term of endearment. You
No,
know,
it's all
so
good. It's all good. It's all
so
good.
politely said, I'm a fan. Don't
Mhm,
get it twisted.
mhm.
But I'm saying, I'm talking a little smack,
No,
just doing
it's
me, bro. Like,
it's
and
all
I
good.
respect the shit out of it is the
Yeah.
reality. So
No, it's again, I've done just a little aside to the acting thing. Been
yeah,
able to do a lot of cool things with my career. Obviously not as much as I would love to do, but when I look back at it, again, this is just going on a little tangent. The acting world is so difficult. It's so hard to break into.
it seems intense, honestly.
It's very competitive. It's super competitive. It's also very, very you have to have tough skin because no one's gonna like you. I mean, and it's like playing the lottery. You literally are a one in a million chance. And yeah, my girlfriend is also trying to get into the business, and she acts and she's phenomenal. But like I've been telling her, it's
You
a
need to
lot.
drop her name, you can.
Oh well, Leva Bates. She's also a professional wrestler as well.
Woo! Let's go.
Actress, and but the point is that you can be the most amazing actor or actress in the world and be beautiful as well, but a lot of it is just based on really what they already have in mind who they want as for the role. So unless you fit that, you're not going to get it. Or unless you're so phenomenal that you change their mind. So literally again, it's just a crapshoot because I
And
mean,
that's literally what they make movies out of. I mean, sincerely.
mhm,
Like,
mhm.
oh, wait a minute. You know what? We now see this picture.
Yeah.
Let's change where we're going with it. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, but like I bet that's super rare in all
Yeah,
sincerity.
yeah,
Why it
yeah.
makes
It is. It
the
is.
lottery of movies, right?
Yeah, so it's hard, but I mean, again, because of what I've been able to do, and I know how many of my contemporaries who were with me at the time who completely don't do it anymore because it is hard. I've been able to do a lot, so I'm very grateful for it. But and yeah, so that's why now transitioning to the rugby and try my task at that. It's a little less stressful to do it.
Yeah.
It's just a much smaller pond in my opinion with rugby, but
Well
it is what
versed.
it
Well
is.
versed. I mean, like we hate to say that in America, but unfortunately in America, that's the reality.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but outside looking in as a fanboy that I tend to be about rugby and rugby personalities like yourself, I think you're kicking ass, man, and
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I've watched you do some college stuff. You've done more than just MLR, right? Like
Yeah.
so let's touch on that a little bit,
Sure,
please.
sure. Yeah, so done some college stuff. Did a did a under 18 and under 12 youth tournament in Texas just recently. The Tough Love tournament, which was a lot of fun.
Where in Texas was it?
That was in the Austin area, and
Oh,
then
beautiful.
yeah,
Oh, love that area.
yeah. Well, the weather wasn't the greatest at that point, but but yeah,
Oh,
Austin area
heard.
is really nice. But and then not this weekend, but the following weekend, I'm going to be doing the Yellow Rose Showcase tournament.
Yeah, in Houston.
Yeah. So that's going to be
Seth
cool.
and I promoted that on this bad boy here.
Oh yeah, because
Fun.
MLR is taking part because Seth Smith, obviously, who everybody knows, the mini Viking, who's a phenomenal future talent. He's going to be kind of the showman of that whole tournament to help kind of connect Major League Rugby to that because it's a college-based tournament. So all those college kids are doing their best to not only qualify for the Collegiate Rugby Championship later in April, but also to showcase themselves to potential MLR scouts, other
I
scouts.
think Seth is like the perfect person for them to link
Mhm.
the profession and the youth together.
Oh yeah, oh
What a
yeah,
great spot, man.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I remember I was. I'll name drop a little bit. I was talking to
Dude, you can always name drop with my ass. I love it.
Coach Mike Friday, who formerly was the coach of the USA Sevens team. And
Yeah.
we were at a rugby tens tournament that I was working at, and Seth was there. And man, Coach Friday could not stop talking of such amazing praise for Seth. He just said, "This kid has it. He will be phenomenal." And just at the time, I think Seth was only like 18 or 19 at the time, maybe.
He's
Maybe just
20
18.
today.
Yeah, so
Seth
probably
and I
18.
are close, man. Like we text like at least once or twice a
Yeah,
week.
no, he's cool. He's very cool. So he was only 18 at the time, and so that's why Coach Friday was just going. He's only 18.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
isn't it? Okay, so like he's so like level-headed for his age. It's
Mhm.
funner than shit to like
Yeah.
interact with him because he is just he's grounded for his age, which I myself cannot say I was grounded at his age. Which makes me respect him that much deeper, sincerely. And his mom and his grandma and his dad, like he comes from good roots at
Yeah.
the end of the day. Like he comes from good people.
Mhm.
Dude, low key, just a huge fanboy for Seth.
Mhm.
As a 20-year-old, I'm 49, probably not normal, but like huge deal, man.
Oh, no,
Huge deal.
I remember when I first saw him when he first started with Houston. Me, obviously, he kind of sticks out because just the size of him. But man, yeah, you're just looking at him, and especially if you're a USA Eagles fan, you are just
Yes.
waiting for the day when Seth suits up as an Eagles and going, man, if he stays healthy, if he just grows, he's gonna be
And he
such.
keeps getting swoller and swoller.
Yeah,
Every time I'd see him in Houston, I'm like, I look at him like, bro, you gain muscle. What's up? Like how much? 20 pounds? He's like 30 unk. What's up?
yeah.
Like this, like
Oh,
and
as
like he doesn't mean it to be
no, yeah, yeah,
he means it in all the right ways. Like it's not crass at
yeah,
all. Like he is
yeah,
so gold, bro. He's
yeah.
so kind.
As long as he stays healthy, that kid has such a great future ahead of
Oh
him.
yeah,
And again, a great future,
he's on
great
it, dude.
future
He's
for
an
the USA
assassin.
Eagles too. Yeah, and the great future for the USA Eagles too. So
Man, that is I didn't know. Okay, so that's what's fun about doing podcasts sometimes is because like, you got the conversation before the podcast, and then you get into the podcast like we are currently, and like Josh and I just have a I didn't realize we had so many similarities in like fans and like who we
Sure.
like and real talk. Okay, so like since we're on this like, kind of fanboy stuff,
mm.
Luke White.
Oh God, yeah, Luke White. Honestly, you know what?
Right?
Obviously, again, Guiltinis, right? So
My dude.
again, being a fan, you get to see a lot of the players and get to talk to a lot of players, but they're players. And also to remind you, this is year one of me really interacting with rugby, and I've been
Oh, what year?
what was that? 8 no 9 no 20, was it 20 when
Oh, so like right before the pandemic.
right, or maybe it was 20, whatever year Guiltinis won the MLR championship, either 20 or
21.
21. So it's 21. So, so
I got the
first
ball
year,
that's signed by the whole team. Fucking
well,
big fan.
yeah, I got it in the back myself as well. So, first year, and again, I've interacted with sports players a lot. Being in LA, you do have the chance to do that, but obviously a little bit different being LA. So it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. Hi, hey, yeah, nice. Who am I making out to? Whatever. But Luke White was literally the first player who remembered my name and would
Yeah,
constantly make it a point to say, "Hey, Josh, what's up?" Like he would approach me. I wouldn't approach him. He would approach me. And he
huge,
literally is the nicest dude in the world. Always sweet, always genuine. Even when he then became a Chicago Hounds, comes back with Chicago, still remembers me, still says, "Josh, you're still here." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm
right?
still here." And what's
I'm
always fun,
totally gonna throw up a picture of myself with our boy
okay,
in Chicago his first year in 23
nice.
when I go to edit this bad boy because like bro, that is the similar situation I ran into where
Mhm.
he is so stinking genuine.
Yeah,
You couldn't ask for a better like him and Sam Windsor. Sam Windsor's another legend, by the way,
I'm sure.
where they respect the fans as
Yeah.
much as you're describing.
Mhm.
And honestly, you couldn't ask for better.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's always funny about that is that then you start talking to some of the boys, and I always like to ask the question like, so who is the one guy you don't necessarily want to play against, or maybe the one that hits you a little bit harder than you're expecting? Immediately, everyone's name is Luke White. Luke White.
Booyah.
Luke White. So he's the sweetest guy off the pitch, but when he's on the pitch, it's all business with Luke White.
And
He doesn't care if you're his friend. He will tear you up if you're on the other side.
and how many games have you watched or even commentated, bro, where you're like watching the throttle on this mother, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
he's creeping. Like I've seen this guy like he's creeping like especially as 8 man, he's creeping, he's creeping, he's
Mhm,
creeping.
mhm,
And then all of a
mhm.
sudden, boom, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
lightning strikes, and then you're like, yay, yay, White strikes
Deceptively
again.
fast.
It's so good.
Deceptively fast. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's so much fun to share that. How about Sean? The hooker. he's done great things in the past, or since then.
Sean
Oh
Sean
man,
McNulty.
yeah, that guy.
Yes.
Dude, he is on point. I remember when he got traded from Giltinis to Seawolves. We went down there to LA. My queen and I were lucky enough to stay at the same hotel, so I got to harass Clarky and the boys because that's kind of my thing.
We'll talk
And
about Clarky in just a second because I love him.
yeah. Oh, I love that. Thanks for feeding the funnel, bro.
Yeah.
And so what's funny is that we're staying at this hotel and they got LA Giltini stuff everywhere. And guess who the pretty boy is on all the pictures?
Oh, is it McNulty?
It's Sean, bro. We were like the whole team and I were just ripping the snot out of himself. Dude, like it was low hanging fruit. It was too easy.
Yeah. No, both Sean and his brother Harry, both of them phenomenal guys. Yeah, it's a shame that the Giltinis ended the way that they did, and then neither brother was able to come back to LA with RFCLA because love them both. But I'm glad that I think Harry might be like semi-retired right now with the Sevens, but the fact that both of them are still Harry's working with the Sevens organization, so he's still doing what he loves to do, and obviously Harry's still playing. So I mean, they're both doing what they love to do. So that's what's important. So it's great for them. But yeah, both of them phenomenal people. So but so let's talk about Clarky.
Come with it.
So again, it's Clarky is an interesting one. Coach Clarky is an interesting one because again, where I'm working, sitting and talking, is usually right next to where the visiting coaches are usually palled around with. Not knowing. Obviously, I know of Coach Clarky because you watch enough MLR, and they always talk about
Oh
him
man.
and how passionate he is. But man, when the game is going, and I wish I obviously they can't do it because especially with a lot of the coaches how they talk, they
I
can't
so know
really
where you're
do it.
going.
But man, if they could just mic up the coaches during a game, Clarky will either you will love him because of how passionate he is, or you will think he is the worst human being in the world because he pulls no punches. He so I'm gonna
I'm
blink.
dead, dude, because I've seen this so many times that nobody has ever brought it up, and I'm like,
I'm gonna blink the name of the player he's talking about because it's just the only right
yeah,
thing to do.
it's not important. It's
Right,
it's the
not
topic. Yeah. See you.
Clarky literally yells, if he blank doesn't want to play, tell him he is not getting his way home. He'll have to figure his own effing ass way back home. He
Dude, yes.
was adamant about it. And I mean, but the thing is, but here's where the story is. Here's where the true story is. So
This is too much fun. I'm sorry, I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard.
this is again, we just
Passion is real.
the passion is totally real. We just went through one half of the game, and Clarky did his thing. We go into the second half, and I make a call, and Clarky turns around and smiles at me and goes, "Hey, man, that was a great call. No, I didn't realize that you saw what's going on. You understood that's great. That's amazing, dude. Good job." Like genuine compliment, big smile on his
No, he's a real man. He's a real man. Real talk.
turns around and then goes back to yelling at his team and just cursing. So it just catches you off guard because this whole time
Oh,
you don't even want to talk to him because you're just like, well, he's gonna pull
no.
up at me. But out of nowhere, he just turns around, smiles at me, and goes, "Hey, great, hey, that well done, good call." Yeah,
I'm so like, bro, I'm so glad you brought this up because I'm a big fan of Clarky. United, we conquer. So he's asked me for favors and I fulfilled them. And vice versa, so to speak. And so that's how it rides. What's funny about Clarky is he is during rugby season, he is very much dialed in, if you
Yeah.
will. It's a
Oh, yeah.
polite
Oh,
way to
yeah.
put it.
Yeah, I can't imagine
Um,
any other way.
and that's just and that's his character, and he comes from rugby. He comes from a country that rugby was super like NFL logic,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the
Yeah, yeah,
same jazz.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
he's trust me, like the guy has come at me a couple times where he's like, Matt, you're not going to publish that less than 24 to 48 hours from now. Like, just matter of fact, I'm like, yes, sir. And then I'm laughing in my head going like, bro, I don't edit. I don't really post anything for like 30 days. So like, you're good. Like nobody's gonna know the secret sauce. Saying.
Sure.
And so he he's intense, to say
Mhm.
less. And I love it because like his passion has driven Seattle rugby
Yeah.
very well, and
Oh, yeah.
he's taken him to a couple different championships while he's been at the helm, and
Mhm.
I respect the snot out of it, right? And then there's the personality conflict, which you and I both can see because you and I are much more boisterous than he is, if you will. And I remember little side note here. Okay, so I was in Utah,
Mm.
and I'll tell a story to you in private about the
Sure.
ownership of Utah and myself
Sure.
and the
Sure.
outing. But so I'm over by Chris and Alan
Mm.
coaching MLR, coaching the Seawolves. Okay,
Mhm.
and needless to say, Chris is now the coach of Chicago Hounds,
Right.
and so I'm watching these guys coach the second half of the Utah game in 24.
Okay.
Clarky did exactly the description you painted,
Mm.
um, with a little, like a lot of uh
Lot of
whoa,
explicitness.
and
Yeah.
kind of we'll leave the words there because everybody
Sure.
knows them.
Sure.
And Chris is over there. He's like, he's because he's a different coach, right? Like
Sure.
he's a
Sure.
different, like
Mhm.
yeah. So like Latho is a different character than
Yep.
Clarky,
Yep. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So and to watch them work together was a lot of fun. Like, and I was on the same spot you were thinking, was like, should I grab my hold on, I'll get full on. Should I be watching these guys closer?
Sure.
Or ooh, that's probably not good for the MLR, right? Like,
Right.
no, and so like needless to say, I was told that's a terrible idea. Do not do that.
No, but honestly, I
But
feel
no, it's serious. It's
I think it would add a lot. I think it would add a lot because
yes.
it's because also too. So, um, and then we'll get to hopefully whatever topic it is that we want to do with this podcast. But when we do LA games, we would sometimes switch the channel to the coaches booth so we could hear the LA coaches. And because again, it's fun. It's fun because our coaching staff
Yes.
different.
It's candid.
They're very, very passionate. There's a lot of explicits, but man, I mean, I think honestly, it would really bring a lot of insight to MLR fans and casual fans just to
Yeah.
hear what the mindset the coaches are, what are the coaches thinking, how quickly.
Yeah.
Because again, that's another thing that kind of surprises casual fans with rugby is the fact that most of the coaches are up in the booth. They're not on the side.
Right. Especially now, because like when we started the MLR, they were on the side of the pitch, so
Right,
Americans recognize and like Americans like could slowly come into the mix.
right.
But then, yeah, like the last handful of years, as you said, like say 21 on,
Mhm.
they are up top where they belong.
Right.
And you're right. Like I've okay, so here's you're talking about Clarkey during a game. I got one for you, but
Okay.
I'm in Austin.
Mhm.
We'd throw this barbecue, Rugby 100 Club is always trying to like, we're always trying to have a fun time, bro. Like, at the end of the day, we're trying to throw down and have a good time and just bring the
Sure.
community together.
Sure.
So we're in Austin, Texas. We're in the parking lot getting ready to go to an AG's game, and we're making brisket. We got Texan flavor going on for the
Sure.
tailgate. This club shows up, man. The next thing you know is like there's like 50 to 70 of us. It's a big deal, Holyfield. And we got ball exchange going on. We got the whole fan groups intertwining and everything. And then you get a picture of Sam Harris because we slid a little little food in on the side to take to the boys
Nice.
in the locker room.
Little
And
pause.
Sam's got this, like, tortilla, and he's smiling, grilling, and if I can find the picture, I'm gonna put it in this
Sure.
mix.
A little
And
pause.
he says
Sam Harris is one of the nicest dudes in the world too. Genuinely
so
nice dude.
right, so, like, that's where I'm going. So, like, we go into the mix, and we're watching the game, and Sam is like, we expect coaches, especially American football, to be super intense during the entire game,
Sure.
and you're not expecting it as an American during a rugby game that the coach is more casual, if you will, and
Mm,
every coach is different, as we're
right.
saying, right?
Right.
So this is where my polar opposite comes in. We got Alan Clarkey, just intense as the day is long.
Mm,
If something goes wrong, there's a water bottle being thrown or some jazz. I don't
right.
know what's happening.
Right.
Okay. And then we got guys like Sam Harris, where I'm at AG. He appreciates that I'm trying to help rugby, and he's talking to me during the game with my wife and I as we're watching the game. And I'm like, bro, do you need to turn around and watch
Right.
your
You
shit?
need to
I
see
feel like
what's going
I'm
on.
interrupting a really important moment.
Yeah.
And Sam is just so he's a player's coach. I
Yeah.
love his tactic. It's
Yeah.
obviously been a game changer and very uh AG. He turned him around like
Mhm.
light and day. And like, so I'm a huge Sam Harris fan. And then you get, you know, Chris in the mix, right?
Mhm.
Chris Latho, right? Like this legendary Australian player, right? And he's in the mix. And I remember having this drunken conversation with him the year prior while we're in Chicago. It's like 3 a.m., by the way.
Mhm.
And we're talking cursive, all of us. And Latho and I are interacting, and it's so interesting because it was such an honest conversation that I won't repeat it. That I was like, okay, I can see where this guy is a major head coach because he's got his tacts,
Sure.
he's effective. And to
Sure.
see him take over the Hounds while I was bullshitting with him, pissed drunk, talking about coaching in Chicago of all places, like, what is the matter of fact of that? Like, what is the chances that's going to happen? And it did. And like, keep your eyes on the Hounds this year, folks.
Yeah, no, no, they definitely. Obviously, with my Rugby 411, I do a lot of Major League Rugby coverage, and I'm already kind of putting my notes together on the upcoming season. And yeah, Chicago looks dangerous. Chicago looks
Returning
really,
players is
really
clutch.
dangerous. Yeah, yeah,
New
yeah,
England's proven that 3 years in a row.
yeah, yeah.
Returning players make a difference in
Yes.
your record.
Yes. Well, again, because and this is something I think I I don't think it's very foreign for even other sports teams, but especially with rugby. Rugby is such a game of cohesiveness, and it's very hard to find that cohesiveness if you're just losing players left and right. You're bringing in new people that you don't quite know, or you're not quite familiar with. So if you get that strong core, which is, going on a little bit of tangent, but which is what I know head coach Scott Lawrence is getting a lot of flack for last couple of test matches and the results for USA, but I still believe in the process that he's doing is that he's really focusing on a core set of boys and getting them to consistently play together so that there is no mix up of what's going on, that cohesion stays there and it carries over year after year till, I know we have 28, but I mean 27, but obviously we're waiting for 31 for our Rugby World Cup. But, we're keeping that cohesiveness keep going because as you said, bringing back players is so key to the success of the team.
Yeah.
So, it just takes time. But yeah, Chicago looks really, really dangerous. It'll be interesting to see what New England does because they are
Oh, yeah.
losing a very crucial player with Jason Patros not coming back. But I mean, as I've
Dude,
mentioned on
absolute game changers, we know.
yeah, but as I mentioned with my Rugby 411, I don't know if you remember a certain gentleman by the name of Bodine Waka, who was phenomenal in New England. He left. I was like, oh, New England's in trouble. Jason Patros comes in and it makes everyone go, Bodine who? You know? So we'll see. I mean,
Touche.
they got Joel Hodgson now in for New England, so he might be the guy that takes Patros's place. So yeah, it'll be a fun season regardless. So
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, Joshua, thank you very much for making time. I really appreciate the catching up and the camaraderie that we bring. And I can't wait for us to like represent fans on the MLR stage to help the ownership and growth of rugby in America. Real
Yeah.
talk, man.
And again, before we sign off with that, I feel honestly, I'm a big proponent of what you're doing, Matt, and that again, I think people forget that, especially here in America, where sports is king. There's no doubt about it. What makes America amazing is sports. There's a lot of things, but sports, I feel, is really what makes America great. We are so passionate about our sports. We thrive on them, but people forget that a lot of these sports have been around for years.
Right.
They have a lot of foundation, and, rugby, even though rugby is an old sport, is not an old American sport, technically. So we still got a lot of growing to do, and we still got a lot of learning to do. And the thing is, what I love about what you're doing, Matt, is I think the key is that the growth has to come from a combination of both the ownership and the fans working together so that we can both grow the sport and see to its full potential. So what you're trying to pull off with really making the fans' voices heard a little bit more, not that we're running the show, because obviously
Right.
that's not how things work anyways. No sports organization is saying, yeah, the fans are the ones that call the shots, because it's just not how it works.
No.
But there's nothing wrong with having that voice to kind of let the owners know what works, what doesn't, maybe things that we can kind of do together. And I think that would really, really help the sport grow. And especially, again, you do such a great job, Matt, of trying to not only just grow the sport with people that know about rugby, but obviously with people that don't know about rugby. And that's also what's going to help us grow the sport as well. If we can get those casual fans to come in and take an interest in rugby and realize this is an amazing sport. But the beauty is, like I always tell everybody, and Matt, you know this for a fact, I don't think you can ever show a rugby game to any casual fan and not have that fan come away with at least saying they had a good time. They
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
have to say, "Oh, I loved it," right? They don't have to say, "I loved it. I'm amazed. I'm going to be a fan now." But I bet you anything, you're never going to hear a casual fan go, "Oh, this game was kind of boring." It's never going to
Right.
happen. You'll at least have the casual fan say, "Hey, that was pretty fun." Yeah. So we at least have that going for us. We have a sport where it's not very hard to get into, whether it's sevens, 15s, 10s, whatever. But it's going to take a little bit more effort from all of us to get those casual fans to then become the invested fans, maybe become the diehard fans like you and I are, and then hopefully grow the sport to become even bigger. But I mean, it's a long road ahead. But again, like I said, you have your MLB that's been around for hundreds of years. NFL just had their 60th Super Bowl. We're at what with us with our MLR championship? We're at like 9. Come on,
Yeah.
come on,
Right.
60 to 9. That you can see the growth there. We're not anywhere close to that. So there's a lot of time for us that we have to kind of build it up, and that's hard. I get that, but as long as we kind of keep working at together, I I,
We
I
will.
I feel pretty good with the prospects of rugby here in the States.
It's exciting, man. And I can't wait to see at the championship, no matter who shows up in that bad boy. I hope to see you there, sir.
Regardless, obviously, I hope the Legion make it. But I mean, if it's in LA, where the weather would be nice, regardless, we have a couple big stadiums over here. Definitely, will try to make it out, and hopefully, we'll be able to see who wins that MLR Shield.
We can meet at Towers anytime, bud.
There we go, brother.
Josh, thank you for your time, sir. Until next time,
Till next time.
great to see you, sir.
Yep. Thank you for having me, Matt.
Love rugby? So does Matt. He is host of the Rugby 100 Club podcast, where Major League Rugby stars tell their stories. But it's more than a podcast, it's a passport. Rugby 100 Club builds epic fan trips to follow your team on the road. Game day tickets? Included. Tailgates and fan meetups? You bet. Unforgettable memories every single time. Rugby 100 Club, where fandom meets the road.